Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. Now, if you've been following the news, and if you haven't been following the news, just a recap, rumors have been exploding recently. And it started with, originally it started with just Lauren Cohan playing Maggie on The Walking Dead, leaving in Season 9 because she's taking a TV show called Whiskey Cavaliers. There was negotiation issues, yada, 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 and she was bouncing out. And then at the 2 weeks after that came out, or maybe around the time that came out, I assume they just got the stories mixed up, like the media did, because they said, we knew Lauren Cohan was only going to do about 6 episodes, but then they said Andrew Lincoln is going to be bowing out, he's going to be leaving the show, and he's only doing about 6 episodes. And at first I just assumed they mixed it up. If you go back and watch the original announcement video, I was like, that just doesn't make any sense. There's a part of me that still feels like it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? And I think The Walking Dead recently having issues with ratings and some fans being annoyed with certain decisions. After a while, it kind of breaks you down and you're like, okay, fine. The Walking Dead, it's been on for a while. It's just not what it was, and it is changing. Whether we want it to or not, it is changing. So it's possible that Rick Grimes could be leaving the show. The main character could be gone. Now, recently, just a few days ago, they finished filming episode 5 of season 9, and Andrew Lincoln was spotted at the airport, and I think the rumor was, the speculation, that he was going home. And some people found out he went to Connecticut, or he went golfing, or he's doing stuff other than filming, which is really unusual. I think I mentioned before in the live stream that I know, just looking back at old footage, it seems like the cast, now maybe not all the times, but a lot of the times, the cast would fly together to Comic-Con, and then they would leave Comic-Con and go right back to filming, because they're, as far as I know, they're usually filming up into around Comic-Con, and then they fly to Comic-Con, and then they fly back all together, or usually like that. So it's unusual that Andrew Lincoln, around the time that these rumors are circulating that he's going to be leaving after 6 episodes, and they just finished filming episode 5, now he's at the airport. So a lot of fans are just absolutely freaking out. Now, at this time, like the next day, spoiler sites started claiming that they have certain information. Now, we don't cover spoilers here. If you do, or if you are in spoilers, don't worry. You don't have to hurry up and type the spoilers down below. I don't know them because I choose to stay away from them, but I do appreciate it. Anyway, so the spoiler sites came out and they claimed that they have this information. They know what's going to go on, and it's not looking good for Rick Grimes. And then the AMC, I just want to throw this in here because fans thought this was weird. AMC removed Rick from the banner. If you go over to AMC's, I think it's their Twitter account, Rick is not on the banner, and he's replaced with Daryl. And Daryl's the one who is supposedly receiving a ton of money to stay on as one of the original cast members from the original show. It was alleged that they offered him around $20 million. So you got all this going on, and then Skybound, just after a lot of us, me included, discussed Rick leaving and pretty much his picture at the airport. I just want to point this out. This is The Walking Dead AMC. AMC has one Twitter account that's just at AMC, just a network, and then they have one for the show itself. This one here, I think this pretty much changes, obviously, with any new content that's coming out. Right here is a new mobile game, so obviously that's not going to have Rick in it. I think it's just, I think Rick might be in the game. But anyway, Michonne's on it. But recently, after like the next day after, we all just talked about Rick being seen at the airport, and for us, this is all of it together is pretty much confirmation. We have Jon Bernthal coming back to film a scene as Shane, that was confirmed. All this stuff, and even other sources outside of spoiler sites are confirming that Rick Grimes is leaving The Walking Dead in season 9. But then The Walking Dead Skybound, this is the original home of The Walking Dead. This is the comic book universe. Now they're connected with the show. They're partners with the show, but they don't, call all the shots. So they posted, "Do not believe everything you hear." Now a lot of fans blew my email up and private messages, and they do believe that they are referring to Rick Grimes and the news going on around Andrew Lincoln. Now here's the problem though. I think if that was the case, it would have came from AMC. I know the Walking Dead, the Skybound branch of The Walking Dead is a lot more personal. I feel like they're connected with the fans a lot more than the AMC version of The Walking Dead. And, well, as far as social media, I mean. So here's the thing. This could be anything. It might not even have to do with The Walking Dead. I mean, now, before you yell at me and say, "But Ronnie, it's The Walking Dead," they do post, about other stuff besides this. They do post their other comics coming out and whatever, yada, yada, yada. But this has me thrown for a loop. I'll be honest with you. The first thing I want to believe is maybe the information is wrong. And I do got another little tidbit here that is another important reason why we're discussing this now. But that part of me that's in denial, because it doesn't make sense for Rick to be leaving in season 9, especially since, and again, I'm not into spoilers, but a lot of people that are into spoilers or the rumors online, a lot of stuff is going around that they're not even really filming The Whisperers yet. There's no hints, there's no casting information, none of that. So for Rick to bow out and they haven't even gotten to a lot of that stuff, I don't know. I personally would have thought we would have heard news of a fair by now. And I'm hoping they stick with what happened in the comic book with the communities come together. I really love that. After the time skip, the communities throw this big fair together as like a little celebration. And I would have sworn, or I would have thought we would have heard some rumblings of stuff going on in the filming set in Georgia of them, constructing this fair thing right outside Alexandria. But we're not hearing any hints of that. But anyway, this does confuse me a bit because if they're referring to something like, Andrew Lincoln, let's say he left, but he's not done filming, but let's say he still dies, then this is kind of like, you know what I mean? Because what if they mean, listen, he's not done. He flew away. He's not filming right now, but he's not done. He's still got more filming. You know what I mean? But in the same strength, even if that's what they mean and he still dies, it's kind of like, what's the point? Fans are riled up about one thing and one thing only. Him leaving the show in season 9. It doesn't matter if he still has one more episode to film. It doesn't matter if this or this or this. If he is leaving, that's what has a lot of fans just flipping their shit. The only thing I could think, if this does pertain to Rick Grimes, that little bit of me, that 10% that's still in denial land, I really wish that it just isn't true, or maybe something's going on with the filming that and again, I don't believe AMC would go this route to try to fool the fans or the community, even if they thought it was good for advertising. Maybe they did, I don't know, maybe they would, but I'm a little baffled by this, to be honest. Now, the other thing that connects to this, and I'm going to try to wrap this up here soon because I don't want to keep talking about this topic to death, but something came out on the spoiler sites where, and they don't normally do this, I've heard, again, I'm getting my information from someone who is in the community that's also connected to our community, so they don't give me the details, but they do let me know that they don't normally come out with a post saying, okay, our information might not be correct here, but something's going on. And they did it now, though. They apparently released information about Rick Grimes' death, not like specific details, but just a little, oh, here's how he might die, here's what episode it might be, yada yada, or here is the episode. And they released, apparently 2 days after that, or a few days after that, they released a statement saying, okay, something might be going on. I specifically wrote down in their note, they said, shenanigans are afoot. We stand by our sources and all this, but something else could be going on because things are getting kind of odd. Now, that is about the spoilers for Rick Grimes. Now, again, that could mean anything. The specific way they think he dies, it could be something totally different. And it simply just doesn't matter. Maybe for people who want to know like the specifics and you're into spoilers, then okay, yeah, you want to know. But for us fans who are just taken back by Rick leaving, again with the Walking Dead's tweet here or with the spoiler sites, if Rick is gone at season 9, nothing else matters. Like, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he has another episode left or another few episodes left. It doesn't matter if he dies, in a car accident or a helicopter accident. If he dies, he dies. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So that's what's all been floating around. And I'm just going to be honest, and I'm not trying to reach here. I just don't know. A part of me thinks it just doesn't make sense. Again, unless shit is going on behind the scenes, and this is what I strongly believe. If this is true, there was just a falling out, and then Rick is leaving, Andrew Lincoln is leaving, and there's a falling out between him and AMC, and that's why we're getting this now, when it just doesn't feel like it fits story-wise. As far as the tweet from The Walking Dead, as far as the statement from the spoiler site saying, okay, something is off here, it's a little odd, AMC might be trying to pull a fast one, but we're not really sure. I just don't know what the hell is going on. At this time, I feel like if Rick if this is all just some big misunderstanding and shit got blown up and he is completing season 9, I will be, the happiest Walking Dead fan ever, right? Along with a lot of you. But if he is dead, then I don't get what all this other hoopla is about. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like if he is dying, it's going to be highlighted in the trailer beforehand in San Diego Comic-Con. Keep in mind, just in a few weeks, fans are going to be face-to-face with the cast, crew, moderators. There's going to be a handful of them that are going to ask. It's going to be the first question, and they don't filter. I don't think they can filter out that question 1,000 times because fans are going to ask. They're going to, if they don't hear anyone ask it, they're going to be sure to make sure they ask it. So AMC, someone has to say something. So I don't know. One thing I do want to show you guys, I saw this posted up. There was a sale going on at Skybound's site, and I don't remember them releasing this cover. This looks like Pamela Milton. If you read the comics, this is just a leader from another community meeting with the leader, the new leader of the Sanctuary, and I don't know how I feel about this. It feels a little rushed. I mean, she just met Alexandria. What is she doing at the Sanctuary already? Maybe she's going around meeting the other communities, but this one's a little odd. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they want us thinking, okay, is she scheming? Does she know the people at the Sanctuary? I think maybe they want us thinking that, but again, we'll do a video on the comic stuff, but I just wanted to point this out. If you haven't seen it yet, that is a new cover floating around. I'm going to try to find that, but you guys leave me your thoughts and opinions. What do you think about all this stuff going on with Andrew Lincoln? Do you feel like he is leaving, but you're going to hang on to hope that he stays? Or do you believe that this could be one of those crazy times where the spoiler sites and the media, do not forget, this isn't just spoiler sites. I'm sure if you've taken, if you take a lot of stuff they said over the past few years, you can pinpoint some things they were wrong about, sure. But this is, multiple media outlets confirming with their own sources that Rick is leaving. So it would just be odd if it wasn't the case. You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts and opinions about everything I haven't talked about recently, as far as the tweet from Skybound, the banner, Rick Grimes being removed off the banner. Again, that is something odd because they still showcase Walter White, and that show's over. That series is over. It's like, what are you doing? You know, even if Rick is to die, I don't know. And again, it could be a little thing. It could be a little thing, but maybe the timing is just it. With all the rumors swirling around, the timing of replacing Rick and, you know, with Daryl, I don't know. It's a bit off. Again, unless AMC and Rick, Andrew Lincoln, did have a falling out, and that would explain it. They're like, let's get him the fuck off our Twitter. You know, you never know. I don't know. Thoughts and opinions, put them down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.